Thank you, Mr. Michella. And now it's a privilege. The president of the class of 1985 was also president of his sophomore and junior classes, a feat rarely, if ever, accomplished. He is most assuredly not merely a president in name. He is and has been president by deed. He was elected to his office on the basis of that merit, which speaks as much for those who elected him, you, as it does for Michael Ross. Michael was active in our Pride Committee, the Students Against Driving Drunk Committee, played football and basketball, and attended all school functions. He will be attending Bridgewater State College next year. I now present to you a president of whom we may all be proud, Michael Ross.
It's gonna be really tough to leave you all, let me tell you. A great class, the best class. It's the best. This is really the best. It's really the best. When I first came up here as a freshman, I didn't really know many people, but I got to know everybody, and it made me feel good. You guys stuck behind me for 3 years. Like Mr. Manganiello said, you made me president 3 years in a row. I thank you for it very much. I appreciate it. I enjoyed it. I'd like to say thank you to the teachers at the high school, my mother, who's sitting over there, to you people, to the distinguished guests, and everybody, the relatives, everybody here. I feel like crying right now. I can't believe it. I really do. I don't want to leave this. The people are so special. My friend James Tringali, out there. Stat, you gotta have him. Gotta have everybody here. It's just so great to be in front of you and to be a class president. I really enjoyed spending my years with you. I really did. Thank you.
That was sincerity. And that's also charisma. There's no mystery as to why Michael was elected president for 3 years. Our class salutatorian is a person for all seasons. She participated in track in her junior and senior years, physics club in grades 11 and 12, and in her senior year is a member of the National Honor Society, math club, Pride Committee, yearbook staff, North Shore Science League, Student Faculty Senate, and will be attending Northeastern University in the fall. Susan Kelley is second ranked in this year's most competitive class. Offering the salutations to the class of 1985, our salutatorian, Susan Kelley.
Oh boy. Honored guests, parents, friends, and fellow students, I'd like to welcome you once again to the graduation of the class of 1985. Today is not only a day of joy, it is also a day for reflection. This is our last day of high school, but as we look back over our 4 years at Revere High School, we realize just how far we've come. Recalling our freshman year, we remember feelings of confusion, anxiety, and loneliness while walking the maze of hallways buried under piles of books and homework. We were unaware of the sense of accomplishment we would feel and of the triumphs we would enjoy in the years to come. At that time, proms, ski trips, class day, and graduation seemed quite distant. But as the days passed into months and then years, we grew closer, forming bonds of true friendship. Our attitudes changed as we matured. We saw that all the time and effort we put into life and school, whether social, extracurricular, or academic, really paid off. Special memories were created that will remain with us for the rest of our lives. Now we have come to the end of our high school days, and we must go forth with the confidence that any new challenge and situation can be met with successfully. We have learned that we will get out of life only that which we put into life. So set your goal high and go for it, because you, my friends, deserve the best. Good luck and thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Our valedictorian is a member of the PTSA, chaired the Faculty Student Senate this year, having been a member for 3 years, and was a central figure in the revision of its constitution, thus allowing more members to participate. He is a member of the yearbook production staff, serving as copy editor. He is a member of the Student Council, the Pride Committee, the Prom Committee, the National Honor Society, the Physics Club, the Math Team, Student Advisory Committee to the School Committee, North Shore Science League. He anchored our Championship Challenge Cup team and will be attending Brandeis University in September. Mark Miller worked long and hard to become and retain his top-ranked status in this class. I now give you the top-ranking student in the class of 1985, Mark S. Miller.
Honored guests, friends, faculty, proud parents, and especially the members of the Revere High School Class of 1985. I love those flags. After 12 years of preparation for this momentous day, we have arrived. Where are we to go from here? Considering the accomplishments of the past 4 years, we are headed for bigger, better, and brighter tomorrows. Winston Churchill said that the price of greatness is responsibility. Our class has taken so much responsibility and leadership that we are the class that all future classes will be judged by. To substantiate a declaration of that magnitude, I shall mention just a few of our many successes. Athletically, our Revere High School football Patriots defeated Winthrop on Thanksgiving Day for the first time in 10 years. Our soccer Patriots entered their very first state tournament. Our indoor track team won the GBL title. And our boys gymnastics team were undefeated. In academic competition, our Challenge Cup team won their first championship in the team's 2-year existence. All of this we have done, and more. However, what will the class of 1985 be remembered for most? Service. Service to our school and to our community. We are the class that had the maturity and good sense to establish a Students Against Driving Drunk Committee. We are the class that gave a whole new meaning to school pride. Our Pride Committee was so large that the number of volunteers always exceeded the immediate need. In student government, the senior class is responsible for the rebirth of the Faculty Student Senate. I am proud to have played a part in re-establishing a council where grievances can be heard and discussed, where students representing all different groups within the school can meet, and yes, where injustices can be brought forward. Service does not also end with this graduation ceremony. We have many fine people who shall be attending prestigious colleges and universities, such as Dartmouth, Harvard, Brandeis, Tufts, and Clark. A contingency of Revere High School students will be attending Boston College. Others shall attend Northeastern, Boston University, Regis, Simmons, Rensselaer, and state universities. With tuition costs at private schools being so high, these students are without doubt the finest to attend state schools in recent years. We have an obligation to serve the colleges that we shall attend, just as we have served Revere High School. Service also implies pride. Pride in yourself and in your heritage. 2 of our teachers have demonstrated such pride. Mr. Ugo Evangelista, the head of the math department, and Mr. George Doucette, the head of the English department. Both men came into school with the flu on more than one occasion, believing that if they were absent, they would be negligent in their respective duties. We owe it to fine teachers like Mr. Doucette and Mr. Evangelista to make a pact, here and now. We will not forget where we came from. We made a decision 4 years ago to attend Revere High School as opposed to private schools. We therefore should send our children to public schools with the knowledge that they too will be blessed with an excellent education. Also, I'd like to echo the mayor. After many citizens of Revere have made it big, they deny that they came from Revere or attended Revere High School. Many of these individuals abandoned Revere, which denied the city of its best resource, dedicated people. Some of us gathered here today may very well become lawyers, doctors, engineers, artists, mayors, senators, or even the President of the United States. Our futures were molded in Revere, and we should be the class that brings about a renaissance in this city. We should be the class that will boast of Revere and its fine people. We should be the class that will build our families and our futures in Revere. We are Revere's future. If we do not take pride in Revere, who will? If we don't start now, when will we start? There are numerous people for me to thank on reaching this special day. My parents and grandparents for their constant love and support. My teachers for their dedication. I would like to make special note of Mr. Brian Parsons for making learning a pleasure. Ms. Carol Ty for her undaunting help in and out of the classroom. Mr. Joseph Marullo for being the special person that he is. And Mr. Edward Manganiello, our principal, for his belief in the inherent goodness of each and every student. In closing my valedictory, I must point out that we shall not succeed in our goals if we do not serve the most important people, ourselves. We cannot follow the familiar path of material success of our forebears. We must take risks. We might come short, but we must always try. President Theodore Roosevelt once said at a graduation ceremony, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbled, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes short again and again, who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, and spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat." I will never forget this day, and I hope and believe that each member of the class of 1985 will do the same. This is our day. Let us make the most of today and every day. I want to wish all my classmates the best that life has to offer. God bless you all, and thank you.
Well said, Mike. I guess it's my turn, and I threatened the student council, the senior class council, that I would be quite long, except that I'd like to finish before you all suffer hypothermia out there. It's getting a little chilly. Try to get through this as easy as possible, but I'm going to be speaking about you, so I know you don't want me to rush you. This graduating class came together from various feeder schools in September of 1981, and today you graduate as a unit, the indelible title of which for all time will be the class of 1985. It is a title of which you may be proud. The pride that all of you share was won by the students who participated in a myriad of school-related activities. Those who have taken part have created a distinctive charisma for this class. When the outflow of students from 8th grades to private schools became an issue, our Pride Committee gave of their time and efforts to visit 8th grades and open houses throughout the city to dispel unfounded apprehensions. When communities such as Duxbury, Tewksbury, Peabody, Everett, and others experienced the tragic waste of adult lives through driving drunk, members of this class organized and emphasized the chapter of the SADD, Students Against Driving Drunk. This class assimilated newcomers to our shores with grace and true Americanism. And of course, those newcomers, a segment of this graduating class, overcame language and cultural barriers in establishing themselves as industrious Americans. Our math club once again distinguished itself in competition, winning prestige, placing 42nd in 249 participating schools in New England, the top 20%. We also placed 3rd in Suffolk County, and we won awards in the Lowell competition. Our students won prizes in area competitions in Law Day, Classmates Today, Neighbors Tomorrow, Peace Committee competition, Arts competition, Challenge Cup Championship, which is only our second year. Our first year we tied for first. Personal and collective awards, too numerous to mention. Now, students who wore our colors in athletics were competitive, winning honors as groups and individuals. More importantly, you were our ambassadors while visiting other communities. We won championships in gymnastics and indoor track. We're still a force to contend with in girls tennis after winning 2 successive state championships and having a high school All-American. Our girls softball team has made the state tournament 4 years running and is presently vying in the semifinals. The character imprints that this class of 1985 leaves as its legacy to others who follow is a positive one. Only 5% of this class is undecided upon its future. 65% of this class will go on to further schooling. Others have selected your careers. These statistics make my message to you this morning more pertinent. High school graduations are celebrated, as we are doing here today, and gifts are given and receptions are held in the honor of the proud graduates. The perception of the high school graduation as being an achievement of major proportions stems from the time when adolescents had to contribute to their homes financially on one hand, while balancing an education on the other, and often they had to choose full-time work over an education because of the family's financial straits. And they did so reluctantly. Times have changed, and so too must our perception of high school graduations. High school education is now virtually available to every American. Graduation from high school is a transitional stage that comes between adolescence and adulthood. It is essential, but it is as natural as aging. It is the step putting you upon the threshold of work, college, or apprenticeship. There is no time to reflect upon what you were yesterday, only time to plot your course to your career and your personal goals. Formulae for success are the usual fare in graduation messages. I think we've heard them before. They're neat little vehicles into which you can climb, close your eyes, push a button, and be transported to your destinies. There is no such vehicle. And if there were, it would probably be a self-assembled kit, and you always have parts left over in those. I cannot, nor can anyone, tell you the universally applicable formula for success. I can tell you, however, what you cannot achieve any degree of success without, and it may be very well the closest to the panacea that speakers detail, and it is within reach of every one of you. You will never achieve a solitary goal without motivation. Now you ask, what is motivation? You've heard that term many times. It begins with a wish or a hope, wanting something. It can die there unless you put it into action. You have to get into the arena of apprenticeship or schooling, and then you have to sustain that action. You have to keep it going, always steering a true course to your goals. So it's 4 parts, motivation. It isn't easy. Webster had a task with this word. Desire, action, perseverance, and direction. All are part of the motivation that can take you where you want to go. A prime example of motivation was the 19th century politician who in 1831 lost his business, in 1832 defeated for the legislature, in 33 he failed in a merchandising career, lost elections to Congress in 1855 and 1858. He didn't quit, and he was finally elected to office in 1860. The office? Presidency of the United States. The man, Abraham Lincoln. Now, could any of us have been so motivated as to persevere through such a series of failures? If the answer is no, the next question is, can we succeed? We can if we realize that failure is permissible en route to your goals, as long as it is used as a springboard to success. Now, I apologize for the cuteness of that phrase. What it means, in easily understood terms, is that if someone tells you that he or she is undefeated, they're liars. And if you say you're undefeated, you're crazy. The reason you're crazy is because on your next outing, you have to correct those mistakes that caused you to fail. And you can't do that unless you admit to having made the mistake. Begin by associating with upbeat, motivated people. Don't surround yourselves with wet blankets, crepe hangers who carry on ad nauseum about why things can't be done. The attitude is contagious. Be with people who are planning and working and who are energetic and effervescent. They try many more things than they'll ever accomplish, but they don't take time to wallow in self-pity if they fail. They have character enough to deal with their setbacks, and they do not resort to chemical balm. Unless you misunderstand what I mean, drugs and alcohol. They don't resort to those to answer their questions and to ease their setbacks and to improve their plight in life, or any of the other excuses echoed repeatedly by those who do. The saying that applies here is that if it has to be excused, don't do it. Selecting motivated company will reinforce your positive attitudes and improve your negative moods. Set deadlines for yourselves. Let your friends know what those deadlines are. You may disappoint yourselves, but if you've made a goal for yourself and a time limit, you won't let them know that you failed to meet your date with fate. If your goal is to save enough for a vacation or a particular car, hang posters of the place you want to visit and the item you want to buy on the wall. They will serve as sustainers. They'll keep you going. I suggest that you not set out to change the world. What exactly does that mean, anyway? We're all aware of needed improvements. Headlines glare with them daily. Terrorism, child abuse, rampant diseases such as AIDS, illegitimate births, divorce, the crime rate, starvation. You can't make a dent in that. Keep your motivation on a more personal note. Each day, your goal should be to be a better person than you were yesterday, more knowledgeable, a better citizen, a better worker, a better parent, and so on. And surely, if everyone does the same, the world has got to be a better place to live in. And you will be the best person that you can possibly be. Now, who can ask for more success than that? The class of '85 has the drive to be alive, and that's no jive.
Now, for the benefit of those in attendance, we're moving on to page 3, entitled Part 2. This is the announcement of scholarship honors and the presentation of awards. Mr. Manganiello will read the scholarship and the name of the recipient. I would ask that if your name is read, that you stand at your seat, remain standing throughout the reading of all the scholarships, and then all of us applaud at the culmination of all of the awardings, okay? No individual applause, please. Mr. Manganiello?
Seems I've been here before. The graduation exercises now enter phase 2, the awarding of some $30,000 in scholarships appropriated by trust in memoriam, service organizations, PTAs, teacher groups, and many others. We of the Revere High School community are deeply grateful to those donors for providing incentives and recognitions to our students. The medals of for excellence in scholarship presented by Revere High School to Mark S. Miller and Susan M. Kelley. Mark. Susan. The Lewis B. Fox, Julian Carger, and Sadie Carger Scholarship Fund, 3 awards of $2,000 each, presented to Mark S. Miller, Susan M. Kelley, and Long Dome. The Northeastern University Revere Community Scholarships, 2 awards for full freshman year tuition at Northeastern University, presented to Diana DeMori and Susan M. Kelley. The Revere Parent Teacher Association Council Scholarships, 3 awards of $500, presented to Anne Marie Kelley, Kimberly Martin, and Bona Sam. The Revere Women's Club Scholarship, an award of $400, presented to Kimberly A. Reed. And an award of $400 presented to Joseph Aliano. Thank you. You may be seated. Just stand to be acknowledged, okay? Very good. You needn't stand through the entire reading. Just stand and be acknowledged. An award of $500 in memory of Mrs. Carl Lindstall presented to Christine LaGrassa. The Revere Teachers Association award of $1,200, $300 per year for 4 years, presented to Michael D. Sessa. The Kiwanis Scholarship Award in memory of Leo F. Doherty, an award of $500, presented to Michael Passanisi. The Kiwanis Award in memory of Dr. Albert R. Fulcino, an award of $500, presented to Beth Bankler. The Kiwanis Merit Awards, 2 Merit Awards of $200 each, presented to Keith Cantone and Judy Lena. The Massachusetts Port Authority Scholarships, 5 $200 awards, presented to Jill Bonetti, Thomas Bork, J. Elizabeth Colella, Christian Duffy, and Teresa Recupero. The Revere High School PTSA Scholarships, an award of $500 presented to Joanne DeVito. And an award of $500 presented to Cheryl Monaco. The Rotary Club of Revere Scholarship, an award of $1,000 presented to Ellen Rosenthal. The Albert Statuto Scholarship Award, an award of $500 presented to Jacqueline Farrell. Antonio and Angelina Statuto Memorial Scholarship, an award of $500 presented to Kimberly Martin. The Carl F. Lindstall Scholarship, 2 awards of $400 presented to Elena Catino and Leanne Garino. The Abraham Lincoln PTA Scholarship, an award of $700 presented to Deborah Stupia. The Augustine C. Whalen PTA Scholarships, 2 awards of $350 presented to Michael Passanisi and Janine A. Spallone. The Enrico J. Caruso Memorial Scholarship, an award of $500 presented to Christine Filosa. The Tracy Ciambelli Memorial Scholarship Award, 2 awards of $250 each, presented to Judy Barry and Lisa Olandello. Principal's Junior Aid Scholarship, an award of $500 presented to Anne-Marie Kelley. The Revere Chamber of Commerce Scholarship Award, an award of $500 presented to Maura Driscoll. The Rose Smith Scholarship presented by the Nehemiah Gorin Foundation, an award of $500 presented to Stephen Haney. The Whitmore Company Incorporated Scholarship, an award of $500 presented to Mark Caprini. The Stephen S. Chella Memorial Scholarship, an award of $400 presented to Michael Marullo. The Arthur R. LeGros Jr. Scholarship, an award of $400 presented to Barbara Bradley. The W. Arthur Monahan Scholarship, an award of $400 presented to Michelle Weisberg. The Rosa A. Yeomans Memorial Scholarship, an award of $400 presented to Mark Miller. The Gloria DiGiulio Memorial Scholarship, an award of $300 presented to Lynette Abini. The William O. Goss Jr. Scholarship, an award of $300 presented to Charlene Gregorio. The Low Carby Scholarship, an award of $300 presented to Lisa Egan. The Nats Boys Scholarship, an award of $300 presented to Helen Love. The Paul Revere School PTA Scholarship, an award of $300 presented to Joanne DeVito. The Revere High School Home Economics Scholarship, an award of $300 presented to Catherine Caputo. The Garfield PTA Scholarship, an award of $250 presented to Mark Miller. The Revere Chapter Women of the Moose Scholarship, an award of $250 presented to Kimberly Reed. The Beachmont School PTA Scholarship, an award of $200 presented to Jennifer Pisano. The Consilia Harry and Michael Delarusso Memorial Scholarship, an award of $200 presented to Christine Roberto. The Gertrude A. Grady McKinley School PTA Scholarship, an award of $200 presented to Marina Imbriano. The Rosemarie Ferranti James Scholarship, an award of $200 presented to Cheryl Monaco. The Patty Bono Memorial Award, an award of $200 presented to Kimberly Reed. Rudolph DePrizio Jr. Memorial Scholarship, sponsored by the Salem State College Class of 1967, an award of $200 presented to Stephanie Pesca. Gertrude C. Lane Scholarship, an award of $200 presented to Charlene Gregorio. The Lieutenant Pat A. Pisa Class of 1944 Scholarship, an award of $200 presented to Michael Passanisi. The Varsity Club Awards, 2 awards of $100 each presented to Michael Marullo and Lisa Orlandello. The Kentucky Fried Chicken Scholarship, an award of $150 presented to Nicholas Iandolo. Hold the sauce. The Prince Strauss Post number 161 Jewish War Veterans, Sadie Prince Memorial Scholarship, an award of $150 presented to Kerry Kincaid. The B'nai B'rith Lodge 1643 Scholarship Award, an award of $100 presented to Renee Reska. The Class of 1969 Scholarship in memory of Stephen S. Chella, an award of $100 presented to Denise Belmonte. The Foreign Language Awards, 2 awards of $50 savings bonds presented to in French, Michelle Weisberg, and in Spanish, Barbara Bradley. The Revere High School Physics Club Awards, 4 awards of $25 presented to Ruth DeSantis, Long Dong, Susan Kelley, and Kimberly Martin. The Gennaro R. Cataldo Memorial Scholarship, an award of $100 presented to Christine Fiorentino. The Theodore Roosevelt Scholarship PTO, an award of $100 presented to Susan Meany. The WRHS TV Scholarship, an award of $100 presented to Maria Botari. The Revere Ladies Lodge, number 1601, Order of the Sons of Italy of America, an award of $100 savings bond presented to Michael Sessa. The Sons of Italy in America, Giuseppe Mazzini Lodge, number 1115 of Revere, an award of $100 savings bond presented to Marina Imbriano. The B'nai B'rith Women's Scholarship, Revere Chelsea Chapter, an award of $50 presented to Mark Miller. The North Shore Retired Teachers Association award of $50 presented to Judy Galvin. The Irma Wertheim Scholarship, an award of $50 presented to Judy Barry. The Revere High School Football Parents Club Honorary Awards presented to Edward Belschner, Mark Caprini, James Chesnut, Robert Curry, Stephen Ditria, Sean Foley, Peter Hanlon, Mark Kearney, Timothy Kurtz, Paul LaSala, Roy Leone, Adam Ludensky, Michael Marullo, Michael Passanisi, John Peters, Chris Pike, Alan Ritvo, and Michael Ross. The Chamber of Commerce, 2 $100 scholarships to cross-country track awarded to Richard McDonald and James Frieden. And the recipients of the Presidential Academic Fitness Awards. Let me define this for you. These awards are presented to those students who attained a B+ average or better in grades 9 through 12, and in addition, the student must have received a score at or above the 80th percentile in the SATs and have received 12 or more college preparatory credits. Our members of the Presidential Academic Fitness Team are Beth Bankler, Keith Cantone, Joanne DeVito, Longdon, Jacqueline Farrell, Christine Filosa, Christine Fiorentino, Stephen Haney, Nicholas Iandolo, Marina Imbriano, Anne-Marie Kelley, Timothy Kurtz, Michael Sessa, Mark Miller, Christine Roberto, and Susan Kelley. And I have the very distinct pleasure of announcing the Principal's Awards for extraordinary achievement in attaining 12 years of perfect attendance, grades 1 through 12. 100% attendance, grades 1 through 12, Barbara Bradley and Kim Mark. Would the teachers please assume their assigned posts? We move now to the segment of the program that provides you with the most important credential you have earned to date. Within the authoritative guidelines set forth by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and the Revere School Committee, we now grant diplomas to the graduating class of 1985. Michael Gualtieri. Susan Marie Kelley. Lisa Olivieri.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Mark Stephen Miller. Deborah Catherine Anderson. Those diplomas don't bounce, so treat them nicely.
Ready? Lynette M. Abini. Joseph Aliano. Marissa Almonte. Thomas J. Alves. Stacy Ann Amara. Lisa Amaral. Joseph Amello. Conchetta Amico. Don M. Anderson. Michael Edward Anderson. Audrey Jo Anzalone. Nina M. Arsenault. Michelle Lee Babine. Beth Ann Bankler. Roberta Baptista. Mark S. Barletta. Judy A. Barry. Linda M. Bartol. Charles Bayless. Lynn M. Beard. Anthony Beatrice. Jonathan R. Beatrice. Anthony Bellia. Denise Marie Belmonte. Herbert Charles Belmonte. Edward A. Belschner. Christopher B. P. Benedetto. Joseph Daniel Burke. Jill Bonetti. Maria Bono. Maria Ann Bottari. Thomas J. Burke. Linda G. Bowers. John Bozek. Barbara K. Bradley. Sean Brady. Charles Braid. Stephen Brianna. John Bulwer. Janice M. Burke. Janine A. Burpee. Patricia A. Caffarella. Sadie Camerano, Paul S. Campo, Keith Cantone, Robert Capizzi, Kristen Capobianco, Mark Joseph Caprini, Catherine E. Caputo, Janice Caruso, Joseph Cantanzariti Jr., Helena M. Catino, Carmelina Marie Cefalo, Anthony Frank Saboni, Frederick Sarandolo, James William Chesna, James F. Champy, Silvana Cacciamilio, Wendy L. Colarusso, Elizabeth Kalala, Vincent J. Corbett, Glenn Cote, Brian Dennis Cotter, Carol Ann Cottrell, Christine Ann Cressy, Robert S. Curry, Michael A. Cachillo, Joseph G. Serwinski, Frank Paul D'Amato, Diana Demori, John J. DeAngelis, Kathleen Ann Deasy, Felicia DeChico, Michael D. DeFilippo, Marianne DeFranzo, Ralph DeLeo, Noel Del Grasso, Anthony O. Delisle, Amy L. DeMarco, John M. DeMarco, Charles A. Domenico Jr., Victoria Desigan, Leanne DeSantis, Ruth Marie DeSantis, Anthony DeSimone, Joanne DeVito, Cynthia Ann Dewey.
Thank you, Mr. Duffy. Kim A. Diamond, James Diaz, Joseph DeBarry, Emmett D. Batista, Mark DiCarlo, Judy Ann DiGatano, Karen DeLegro, Michelle A. Dion, Michael A. DePaulo, Kim M. DePisa, Lisa M. DePietro, Charles DeCiccio Jr., Valerie J. DeCessa, Stephen R. Ditria, Scott Dixon, Long T. Doan, James Michael D'Olimpio, Michelle A. Doria, Dina Dotzius, David John Driscoll, Maura Driscoll, Christian G. Duffy, Lisa A. Egan, Frank Egan, Denise M. Eggy, Michael T. Elliott Jr., David Epstein, William M. Aramo, Cheryl Ann Esposito, Jacqueline P. Farrell, Samuel D. Faisal, Maria Fivo, Julie Feely, Patrick J. Finelli, Anthony R. Ferragamo Jr., Michelangelo Ferragamo, Michelle Ferrero, Randy Ferrara, Janine Marie Ferry, Colleen Festa, Renee Feudo, Christine Filosa, Christine M. Fiorentino, Barbara Ann Fisher, Helene Flynn, Sean Foley, David Fornari, Anthony Fortis, Susan Diane Frank, Ivy H. Franklin, Jimmy J. Frieden, Stephen G. Fry, Michelle Maria Fugil, Paul Gaeta, Robert A. Gaffney, Judy Galvin, Christine N. Garnett, Maria Di Giantavallatolome, M. Antoinette Gian Gregorio. School Committeeman Caporali assisting, please. Sandra M. Gianelli, Mark A. Giannetti, James N. Giovanni, Silvana Junta, Pamela Gold, Anthony Grassa, Nicholas J. Grassa Jr., Angela Gregorio, Charlene M. Gregorio, Leanne Maria Guarino, Christine Guthrie, John F. Gozdowski, Stephen F. Haney, Peter E. Helen, Thomas Hardy, Richard S. Healy, Jean Marie Henry, Aldo E. Hernandez, Mark D. Hera, Scott A. Hillary, Elizabeth J. Holland, George A. Holmesy, Jacqueline Howard, The Roth Hut, The Wrong Hut, Nicholas Richard Iandolo, Carmen Ianello, Raymond A. Igu III, Maria Imbriano, Kimberly Janiak, Vincent Januzzi, John Joyce, Mark P. Kearney, Anne Marie Kelley, Sam Ng Kim, Terry Ann Kincaid, Kathleen Knapp, Chandara Vikov, Laurie Krasnoff, Lisa Krasnoff, Susan Kirka, Timothy Stephen Kurtz, Robert Kaiselovsky, Christine LaGrassa, Leslie Vanessa Lake, Christopher Lee Lalone, Lisa Lampazona, Andrew Lance Lane, Paul Anthony LaSala, Judy A. Lina, Paula Leon, Sean David Leonard, Roy Leone, Carmine P. Leone, Michelle S. Laporte, Garrett William Lewis, Wendy M. Liberato, Kenneth William Liberatore, Nancy L. Liberatore, Katerina Licciardi, Joseph Anthony Lavolsi, Christopher Lomba, Charlene Ann Lombardi, Helen L. Love, Karen Marie Lozier, Adam Mark Ludensky, Joseph James Lusso, David Ronald McDonald, Lee A. McDonald, Michael Charles McDonald, Richard P. McNeil, Jody Ann Mantia, John James Murata, Kimberly Ann Martin, Therese P. Martineau, Pietro Mastromatei, Christopher Matera, Michael Joseph Mattiello, Deborah Ann Morrow, Brendan Haywood Maxfield. School Committeeman Correggio, please. Kathleen Marie McCauley, Richard McDonald, Jacqueline C. McGonigal, Susan Meany, Michelle Melchiano, Carolyn M. Melody, Barbara M. Morandi, Michael Carmen Morullo, James R. Milligan, Kathleen Marie Milner, Lonnie Christine Moralia, Norman Mitchell, Cheryl Monaco, Frank M. Monk, Christopher Moore, Nancy Jean Moran, Elizabeth Ann Morris, Michelle Lynn Mosca, Angela Moschella, Richard J. Moschella, Salvatore Moschito, Laurie A. Moscone, Denise Mosley, Kelly Jean Mulligan, Carol Ann Murray, Diane Teresa Natola, Sharon A. Nickley, James Noel. Fala Noel Saki Nong, James O'Donnell, John E. O'Donnell, Bonnie A. O'Leary, Stacy Olenek, Lisa Orlandello, Gina Grace Orlando. Yeah, come on. She wants to get Christine Osgood and Cheryl Lee Padova. Sandra Paluca, Dominic R. Paulo, Robert J. Papandrea, Todd Parker, Lisa Paticelli, Eric R. Parziali, Michael Passanisi, Paul L. Patty, Stephanie Tobin Petska, Philip F. Padroni, Lena Peroni, Laurie M. Perry, Michael Pesci, Jonathan D. Peters, John A. Petrillo, Farong Fott, Dorothy A. Petropalo, Christopher Pike, Paul Pina, Richard J. Pinavella Jr.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Jennifer Pisano. School Committee Woman Rosa. Paul Pisano. Christopher Petroni. Joseph A. Polidoro Jr. Denise Marie Polito. David Pompeo. Kim M. Portala. Mark F. Portala. James Prizio. Richard S. Pryor. Maureen E. Quinlan. Nicole J. Rafalco. Diana Recchia. Teresa N. Recupero. Lincoln Lloyd Redley. Kimberly A. Reed. Carol Renzulli. Renee Reska. Alan D. Ritvo. Frank Robinson. Sharon Linda Ann Ronga. Ellen B. Rosenthal. Pamela J. Rowe. Christine Marie Roberto. Anthony Ruggiero. Stephen Matthew Russo. Michelle Lee Russo. Bona Sam. Lori Ann Santaniello. Stephen J. Santasanio. Lee Ann Santasuoso. Lisa Marie Scanelli. Mark Scavo. Peter Schonbach. Shana Seaton. Sarah M. Salvatella. Richard Anthony Senna Jr. Joseph Sanini. Michael D. Sessa. David Michael Sforza. Deborah L. Siciliano. Ronald M. Silva. Claudia Silvestro. Wendy Ann Skursky. Tracy A. Smith. Stephen Joseph Solano. Janine A. Spallone. Sandra L. Spears. Frank G. Spinelli III. Deborah A. Stupia. John Joseph Sullivan. John P. Tenaglia. Stephen Terrazzano. Edward Davenport Terrell Jr. Lee Ann Thomas. Anne Marie C. Taco. Sakata 2. Banara 2. Van Van Tran. Stacy A. Trevino. James F. Tringali. Ming Ai Ung. Seng Ai Ung. Maria Urata. John J. Venecia. Janet Visione. Sherilyn Wallace. Stacia E. Webb. Jody A. Weiner. Susan Christine Weiner. Michelle Weisberg. Thomas Westmoreland. Barbara A. White. John Joseph White. Noel Allen Wilder. David Robert Williamson. Earl L. Zabel. Robert F. Zeno. And Helen M. Zulo. Congratulations. Congratulations all.
No way. There will be no walks until after breakfast. I haven't even had my coffee yet. No. N-O, no.
Only know you as daddy, not a guy working hard for your pay. With 4 little leaguers counting on you, you wanna make it go a long way. McDonald's serves mornings up fresh and sunny at a price you like, 'cause you work hard for your money. It's a good time. Working hard for your money.
That's my dad.
For the great taste of McDonald's.
That's why my hair looks so wonderful. So try Germac shampoo.
Back then, I thought I'd always use Germac shampoo, but I was wrong. I like this new shampoo even more. New Germac with Lumisilk. It's amazing. The Lumisilk helps restore my hair's natural qualities, leaving it in better condition than before. Salon condition. Now my hair feels full, it looks polished. So try new, professionally improved Germac. As good as Germac shampoo was, well, that's how much better it is.
I love the rich, whole wheat goodness Kellogg's Mini Wheats. But the delicious frosted side makes the rich kid in me open wide.
The nutritious shredded wheat helps keep me on my toes. But the little ballerina in me thinks the taste steals the show.
Kellogg's Mini Wheats, wholesome shredded wheat for the adult in you, great taste for the kid in you, so they're delicious and nutritious.
The whole grain wheat really packs a crunch, but the delicious taste gives it just the right punch.
Through a terminal there. Israel decides to release 31 Shiite prisoners. Is it the start of a release for the TWA hostages? In sports, was it baseball, boxing, or karate in Toronto? The Red Sox lost. A lost Monday is what Barry says for tomorrow. Wet details next.